This brief video will introduce you to the modeling to simulation approach and how it reduces risk. We'll provide an overview of how causal loop diagrams and stock and flow models are created and used, and provide an example of how modeling to simulation can forecast the likelihood of future outcomes for common projects like new product launches. One of the best known forms of simulation are flight simulators. Engineers model the behavior of an aircraft, and then pilots can fly them virtually without risk to themselves or the aircraft. Simulation is also used for medical procedures, where healthcare professionals can learn skills without putting an actual patient at risk. Simulation is also used in financial planning, such as retirement, where an estimate of future wealth is based on assumptions of inflation and the growth of the account. Simulation offers several important benefits, including a low-cost imitation of the real world, enabling learning through safe failure, and providing a cost-effective way of reducing risk. Business managers can use simulation to achieve benefits in their planning, such as for new product launches. However, managers generally don't use simulation because they're unfamiliar with the techniques or believe simulation is too time-consuming or expensive. Modeling and simulation work hand in hand. First, a visual model of the system is created. It shows the cause and effect relationship, feedback loops that reinforce or balance the system performance, and any delays in the system. Then, the system is simulated based on the model, setting likely conditions to estimate the range of likely outcomes, and trying out different decisions to see how outcomes may change. Causal loop diagrams are a simple but effective tool for modeling. Here we see a workload model. As workload increases, so does the pressure to complete the schedule. As scheduling pressure goes up, so does productivity. Increases in productivity reduce the workload. As workload increases, however, so do errors. Errors lead to more rework, which leads to a greater workload. On the left-hand side are those items that tend to keep workload down, known as balancing. On the right-hand side are the activities that tend to increase the workload, known as reinforcing. Here we have a revenue and profit model example. Note that the sales price will run between a low price and a high price with a most likely price. As price increases, the units sold will decrease, and price and units sold will generate revenue. As units sold increase, the unit cost will come down due to economy of scale. Units sold and units cost will increase the cost of goods, and then revenue and cost of goods will determine the gross profit. If you were to look ahead, though, for total revenue and gross profit over 12 months, how confident would you be in determining what those numbers are? Excel spreadsheets used in planning typically don't account for variability and suggest an unwarranted certainty of outcome. It's not uncommon for inputs to be tweaked in order to achieve a desired outcome. By contrast, modeling to simulation projects forward from assumptions to likely outcome. And if the desired outcome isn't achieved, then the planners seek evidence-based decisions rather than using wishful thinking. Rather than going directly to an Excel spreadsheet, the causal loop diagram for revenue and profit can be converted into a simulation using one of the available simulation software packages available on the market. As you can see, the simulation packages offer symbols that look very similar to the causal loop diagram. The difference is that behind these symbols are computational behaviors, everything from simple algebraic equation to distribution and conditional statements can be programmed into these models. Here we run the simulation, taking a look specifically at profit. And the simulation will estimate the likely outcome for profit in this model. This graph is showing the output from the simulation. The black line is the median, the expected value. The yellow is 50% likelihood, the blue 80%, the brown 95%, and the green 100%. You can take a closer look at this in tabular form and see in the 12th month, the likely outcome is 22 million, with an 80% chance that it will be between 20 million and 24 million. Modeling to simulation can be used for many business applications. In the example just shown, we estimated the effect of price variability on units sold, cost of goods, future revenues, and profits. It can also be used for anticipating when to hire and train support personnel as sales increase, or to adjust the product mix and bundling packages to optimize profit, or planning the phase-in of a new product to avoid scrap inventory of the product it will replace. In summary, modeling to simulation enables managers to test decisions in a safe environment and reduce risk before executing plans. Causal loop diagrams enable stakeholders to generate evidence-based insights about cause and effect that affect outcomes. Stock and flow models transform causal loop diagrams into dynamic simulations that project likely outcomes while avoiding intuition, guessing, and wishful thinking. Modeling to simulation, then, is a cost-effective approach for companies of all stages and sizes. To learn how modeling to simulation can benefit your project, visit ringbolt.net.